Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how I purchased and flipped my 2004 Z4. This is a BMW. Beautiful car, roadster, convertible. Really like the look of these cars. Found this one on Facebook Marketplace. Now this is a 17-year-old car, so you kind of have to go into it expecting there to be some issues. This vehicle in particular looked great on the outside. I would call it like one of those 5-foot or 10-foot paint jobs where it's not really noticeable until you get really close to it. I'm trying to show you here in these pictures. You can see there's a lot of scratches, a lot of swirl marks, surface issues. All these little white specks are actually rock chips that were all over the hood, all over the front bumper. Looking here, you can kind of see along the door handle where there's key scratches and key marks all over the handle and around that area. Scratches on the trunk, scratches along the hood. Like I said, just a lot of paint, sun issues. Issues probably from poor washing habits, things like that. But they can be corrected. With a cut and buff, I was able to clear up most of those issues and get the paint back to looking like glass, as you can see here. A lot of depth and color still in that paint. So next we're going to move on to the wheels and the calipers. Now again, you're looking at a 17-year-old car. Wheels are in pretty good condition, but as you can see, there are some issues with corrosion right around the center cap and road rash curb rash along the edges. I had the wheels sanded, painted, and clear coated, and then I had the calipers painted red. All the wheels were in similar condition. Again, road rash around the outer edge, and then some corrosion starting right around the center caps. Now, I also paid for a brand new set of center caps when I had the wheels done, so the wheels look great here. They look, in my opinion, they look brand new. Now we're going to take a look at the interior. When I got the car, again, the interior was in pretty rough shape. 17-year-old car. It's going to have some issues. Door cards sagging a little bit where there was red, cigarette burns, faded paint on the door handles, things like that. If you look at the bottom picture here, you can see how everything was restored. That leather was made tight and stretched again. Color brought back, cigarette burns filled in. And then if we look at the seats, you can tell they're in pretty rough shape as well. A lot of cracks, creases, a lot of black in that leather. There was no armrest in the center, and the boot cover around the shift knob was old, cracking, and the SMG actual shift knob was faded and changing colors as well, and there was some leather missing from the outside. So I addressed all of that by taking the car to a friend of mine who can do some leather restoration, really clean up the seats, apply some color back. So this is the after. You can kind of see how much better the seats look, much more rich in color. I also purchased an armrest and a new shift boot cover that was in the matching red, and I installed a hand-sewn steering wheel cover to get rid of the faded steering wheel that was currently on there. Again, trying not to spend too much money here on the restoration, trying to recoup some of what I'm putting into the vehicle. When I got the car, the check engine light was on. I was aware of this. This helped me get a good deal on the vehicle. That being said, whenever I purchased the car, I used my code reader, and the codes that were coming up were a P0171 and 0174. These are lean codes and can usually be fixed with, there's a number of troubleshooting things that you can do. I want to go ahead and change the coil packs and the plugs anyway. So I did that, cleared the codes, and then came back with a P0300, which is multiple misfires. So randomly, depending on when I would read the codes, I would get various codes for random misfires. So I decided to check for vacuum leaks. Now, when I purchased a car, I was told that all the hoses were new, and they were. If you look at the engine compartment, everything looked new in there. There was a new air conditioner, new radiator. So again, everything looked good in there, and I checked all the hoses. There were no vacuum leaks. I reconditioned the diesel valve, which is a very low-cost thing to do, about $25 and maybe 20 to 30 minutes of your time to do that. Ran the codes again, still having the same code. Check engine light would go away for 1-2 days maybe, and then would pop back on. So again, I knew that I still had a problem. The only thing I knew to do at this point was to change the O2 sensors. Luckily, these cars are very easy to work on. The O2 sensors were not very expensive, and I was able to very quickly replace those. I mean, the work to replace the O2 sensors, maybe 20 to 30 minutes of work, very easy to reach. And these were pre-cat. So change both of the pre-cat O2 sensors, reset the check engine light, no issues from then on. So doing all these things really did fix the car. Between the diesel valve, the spark plugs, the coil packs, and the O2 sensors, the car was running great. At this point, since it was running fine, looking really good, interior, exterior, I decided it was time to put the car up for sale. So here is a cost breakdown of what I actually spent on the car. I purchased the car for $2,900. Again, going into it knowing the issues that were present on the car. Check engine light, the paint was fading, scratched, things like that. And then really not knowing how to fix the check engine light, I got a really good deal on the car. This is how the car sits now. So you can see it looks really good. Paint looks great, wheels look great, and then of course maintained very well at this point, and the interior looked good. My cost overall, we'll just round that up to $4,500, based on the fact that I had to put a couple tanks of gas in it, various things like that. I listed the car, sold it for $8,000, and turned a profit of $3,500. This process took me, I would say, somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks. That's including listing and selling the vehicle. The process wasn't very difficult. The car, in my opinion, again, is easy to work on. So in my opinion, the flip was really easy. The car is so much fun to drive. We had a great time with it. My kids love to take rides in it with me, and my wife did as well. We were both sad. We were all sad to see the car go when it was sold. And so I've already moved on and purchased my next project, which is coming up in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.